Hey everybody, it's about midnight here, Friday, May 3rd, and I just got back from seeing the local 9 p.m. Thursday, May 2nd IMAX 3D screening of Iron Man 3, the first big summer blockbuster this season. I want to preface this by saying not a big comic book fan, but I have gotten really into the comic book movies just in the past since I started coming out onto something about them, just the grandiose, just the tone, just the atmosphere, just they're amazing. And my favorites so far are what everybody's favorites are the Marvel films. So this is going to be a spoiler-ridden. So I'll warn you there. If you haven't seen the movie and you want to know, don't want to get spoiled, turn this off. But this is going to be a spoil-filled Iron Man 3 review. Just my take on it, what I liked, what I kind of disliked, and what I overall felt about it. But like I said, starts us off with pretty much the story arc. Not going to get too much into detail, but it starts off in it starts off with a real quick serious tone with a voiceover from Tony Stark, and then it goes back to '99, and you meet a guy, and it turns out he's a central character in the rest of the film, and bad stuff happens. Good people get hurt, crazy effects. One of the villains is not who he really says he is, and it's kind of a bummer with that. Humor, kid humor with Tony and a kid. Crazy hot chicks in 3D in some of the scenes. Gwyneth Paltrow in the Iron Man suit. Gwyneth Paltrow kicking ass. Pretty much that's just a story without really spoiling it for you guys, but this is going to be the full-on spoiler review, what I liked and disliked. So at this point, if you haven't seen the film and you want to see it, turn this off now. You need to turn this off now, or I'm going to ruin the film for you. My main likes, first of all, I like the serious tone, just going right into it. I mean, it didn't start off with humor; it went right into being serious. I dug that. I really did. Now, there were little quips here and there, and the humor did pick up as we move forward, and that's kind of one of my dislikes. I would have liked a more I don't know how to say it, more like steady pace into the humor, as opposed to being serious humor. I would have liked a more steady incline into both emotions. But that's just my take. This is the first Iron Man film not directed by Jon Favreau, but he is in it. And obviously he's in it. He's Tony Stark's bodyguard. Happy. But, yeah, I probably would have liked it a little bit more, and I loved it, but I probably would have liked it a little bit more if it was Jon Favreau directing, just because he pretty much nailed the first two, so I thought he nailed the third. He probably had a little bit of consultation in there, but still, it really wasn't the same. Shane Black directed it. But, okay, main likes. Liked how it started off serious. Liked how it was somber in the beginning, and I just dug the going back in time sort of thing, and moving to present day. And I kind of liked the terrorist aspect in the beginning with the Mandarin, Ben Kingsley. More of a realistic villain as opposed to who was the villain in the first film, especially in the second film. More of a realistic take. What I really dug, and this is going to sound odd, but what I really dug was the toll that the Avengers took on Tony Stark. And the Avengers were mentioned here and there. Super Friends, what happened in New York, Alien Life, Guy with a Hammer coming down from another dimension. But I really dug just the toll, just the aspect of Tony Stark's character, because you know, he was if you've seen the Avengers, he was in space, man. He almost died, okay, and then, you know, finding out that there's life on other planets, and then they're just gone. They haven't returned, you know, no answers. He has panic attacks. He has anxiety attacks, like hardcore. And I just really dug that aspect of the character. Made him he's been human, but made him more human, made him more charismatic, made him more deeper, made him deeper, not more deeper. But yeah, I just really dug that aspect of the film. And of course, the action and the CGI were amazing. One of the cool things is he implants like sensors into his body that he can pretty much just make moves with his body, and the Iron Man suit pieces just come flying wherever they are, and they find them and attach to them. I mean, they flew from Tennessee to Miami with him just like moving his hands. It's insane. But that was very cool at the very beginning of him testing that out. And I also like the aspect that he's developed a technology where he can control the suits without being in them. Like he kind of like being an avatar kind of thing. He's not in the actual Iron Man suit, but he controls it from somewhere safe. But he does. It's pretty much like him in the suit. And I just really dug that aspect of it, because you don't know if he's in the suit or not until you see him in a room with a finger on his face, and you realize he's not in the suit. I really dug that aspect. I would have liked War Machine to stay War Machine as opposed to being the Iron Patriot, but that's just my thing. In the comics, I know the Iron Patriot was a completely different character, but I would have preferred just the old look of the War Machine. I love Don Cheadle; it's amazing. The villain, Guy Pearce. Really cool, kind of futuristic aspect with like kind of going the G.I. Joe route with like nanotechnology and reinvigorating themselves if they get hurt, and really cool. Breathing fire though was kind of stupid, but yeah. But I just dug this film. I did enjoy it. I did of course see it at 9 o'clock at night on 3D IMAX, $16.50 a ticket. Did enjoy it, you know. Gonna be day one Blu-ray purchase for me. Probably gonna see it again in normal theaters next week when I'm off for my birthday from work. But I really thought it was a good overall film. Not as strong as the first and second one, but then again, I thought that of The Dark Knight Rises, and then as I started to think about The Dark Knight Rises, I actually started liking The Dark Knight Rises more than I liked The Dark Knight. But I don't know if that's the case here. But yeah, those were my main likes, you know. Some of my dislikes, like I said, just the kind of a buddy cop kind of thing going on. You know, I dig Don Cheadle and all that, but I think he was a little too much in the movie. But that aspect, as well as just diving from serious funny, and it seems like they're kind of forcing the humor, where the first two just kind of came with the flow of things. And sometimes you see scenes where humor is not really needed, and scenes where humor is needed and they're not there, vice versa. So I mean, yeah, I dug those aspects I disliked those aspects of it. I kind of just, you know, kind of was really hoping that the Mandarin was the main villain, you know, and he kind of was in a sense, but it was kind of a letdown. But at the same time, he had some of the funniest scenes. It was kind of a letdown when it was known that he was literally just a druggy actor that Guy Pearce hired to put a face to Guy Pearce's terrorist attacks. Really cool villain, though. I thought Guy Pearce was really cool. Just pretty much just taking revenge on Tony for ignoring him, you know. I really didn't figure out what his main plot was. You know, he was trying to control the whole terrorist movement, which, you know, buddy, grow up, dude. I mean, you're not going to be Tony Stark. But, yeah, I dug him, you know. Hopefully it grows on me. I mean, it doesn't really need to grow on me. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. I'd say I love it. But probably upon a second viewing, after the shell shock kind of wears off, I'll probably enjoy it a little bit more when I can hear more of the dialogue of it and everything. But like I said, you know, Iron Man 3, I feel like the first two, definitely see the third one. Has its advantages, has its disadvantages. Like I said, you know, I kind of don't want this to be the end of Tony Stark. But I think it may be. Because what's weird is, the end, and after seeing credit with him and Bruce Banner were cool, but the end and the credits, it said, usually it's, it said Tony Stark will appear in, and then the second one it said the Avengers and all that. It said Tony Stark will appear in, and then the next thing was more credits. So I actually heard that Robert Downey Jr. hasn't signed a dotted line for Avengers 2, so probably when he does, or if he does, it'll edit that in theaters and say Avengers 2. But it didn't say anything. It says Tony Stark will appear in. So I'm assuming they're putting all their eggs in their basket. But I do know that Robert Downey Jr. I think has publicly said he's taken this character as far as he can with him as the character. But like I said, Iron Man 3. I know this is a kind of a rambling review, and I know more than likely it's not going to form your opinion on anything. And if you've seen the film, tell me what you guys think. But that's my long, tedious review. Yeah. Peace, guys. Iron Man 3. Out.